terms of this new technology of clean meat, of this taking the genetic material of an animal and generating it and producing meat, so is it kosher or not? It would seem that if the cells that we take are from an animal that was not slaughtered, that the end product would not be kosher. Because hayotzimna osa osa, if it's derived from something not kosher, and also since in this case it's a maimid, it's an essential for creating the product, even though it would be tiny amounts, microscopic amounts, that which is derived from it would be not kosher. However, if the stem cells or the material that is being used is from a kosher slaughtered animal, then it would be kosher. The next question will be, even if it's kosher, is it meat or is it parve? Do we consider this basar because it's derived ultimately from the stem cells or the genetic material of an animal, and more significantly because it is exactly genetically meat? So is this considered basar or is this considered parve? So we've turned to many poskim within the OU to ask this question. Initially we thought that this would be parve, because even though the initial product is a meat-derived, cells, but it's a tiny amount, that which is grown subsequently is outside the animal, and therefore it would be parve, even though something can be meat. That which is derived from it does not necessarily make it basar. The most dramatic example, of course, is milk. Milk comes from an animal, but it's obviously not meat, it's milk. So, is it fleishiks, is it pav? However, other poskim thought, amongst them, one prominent poskim in Eretz Yisrael, Osher Weiss, and also the Mordechai Gross of Bnei Brak, were of the opinion that since in all its qualities, especially in terms of genetic makeup, it's exactly identical to meat, that it has the status of meat. Even if we do to consider it parve, like the initial position, we would still have to treat it in many respects like meat because of the halach of maras ayin, that people shouldn't suspect that you're eating this together with milk, or if you would be cooking it with cheese, making a cheeseburger. So because of the question of maras ayin, it would still have to be treated carefully. As the halacha says in Shulchan Aruch, if a person would take meat and cook it in almond milk, that in order to indicate that he's not cooking meat and milk together, which is biblically prohibited, he would have to put some almonds on the table or next to that almond milk, so people would understand that this is almond milk and not milk derived from a cow. So this matter, whether we consider it basar or pav, is an interesting question. Poskim are dealing with it. The OU's position is likely to be that we consider it basar because we want to have a consensus opinion about it. I only want to cite one interesting position in the Medrash. The Medrash has a discussion, the Pischei Tshuva quotes it, and is quoted in the Shalah that that if something was created, this is what the Pischei Tshuva discusses, if something what was created miraculously from the Sefer HaYetzirah, that meat, or a cow that was created that way, that would not require shechita, because it's no longer related to a naturally born cow, and therefore it's completely separate. And even though in every respect it's identical, it would not be considered basar. Whether that can serve a midrashic source, can serve as a source for halacha, is a matter of dispute and discussion. But the development and the impact for us is very, very significant.